Let's finish little more neuroanatomy before your internals. We were looking at the internal structure of medulla or the TS. We are done with pyramidal decussation, sensory decussation. Now it's time for TS of medulla at the level of olives. As usual, let's compare it with the previous section. Remember, whatever is in yellow is new or unique to this section. The grey ones are the nuclei. In blue, we have the ascending tracts, and in red, we have the descending tracts. In this section, we have vestibular and cochlear nuclei, which are both nuclei of 8th cranial nerve. Vestibulocochlear nerve is there, no? So that has a vestibular nucleus and 2 cochlear nuclei. Then on both sides you have something called inferior cerebellar peduncle. The word peduncle means stalk. So you have 3 cerebellar peduncles, superior, middle and inferior, connecting the brainstem to the cerebellum. And since medulla is lower, in blue here we have the inferior cerebellar peduncles. Okay, then you have a pontobulbar body which has some autonomic functions like respiration. Apart from this, everything is similar to the previous section. We have the nucleus of 12th cranial nerve, 10th cranial nerve, what else? You have dorsal accessory olivary nucleus. This is also unique to this section. So, in previous section we saw an inferior olivary nucleus, medial accessory olivary nucleus, and now there's one more olivary nucleus. So, this section is the level of olive, right? Olive is the main player here. So, whatever you draw, make sure to include these 3 big olivary nuclei on both sides. Okay, so all the olivary nucleus, the arcuate or arch-shaped nucleus, spinal nucleus and tract of trigeminal nerve, and nucleus tractus solitarius. Okay, this is CN5 and this is 7, 9 and 10. Cool, these are the nuclei. What are the ascending tracts? Dorsal and ventral spinocerebellar tract, lateral spinothalamic and spinotectal tract, anterior spinocerebellar tract. And here in the middle we have something called the medial lemniscus. What is medial lemniscus? The crossed fibers of dorsal column that we saw in the previous section. Lastly, the ascending tracts. Here they have labeled 1 and 2 as medial longitudinal fasciculus and tectospinal tract. At the bottom we have the pyramids. Then what else? This is the spinal tract of trigeminal nerve, rubrospinal and vestibulospinal tracts. Pretty simple. You just need to draw it broader and wider than the previous sections.